Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to the show, everyone. This is Retro Gaming Adventures with Master G, part of our Mystery Box Madness live stream here on the channel. We're going to be taking an old one for a spin. That's right. Today's game is for the Intellivision console. This is a game that we picked up in our January 2021 subscription box from VideoGamesMonthly.com. It is a very old game. Do you see that? Your eyes do not deceive you. Copyright 1978. That's correct. 1978. It is Major League Baseball. We got a complete in-box copy. Have it right here in my hands. This is, well, it is complete, and it is in the box. Actually, I don't think it's fully complete, because I don't think we got the original game manual. But we did get the inserts, so because these games are a little bit hard to play on the stream. Let's be real. They're a little bit hard to play. The main reason why Intellivision games from the 1970s are a little bit hard to play is that they don't have computer intelligence built into them. This is like pre-Atari era, okay? So, two-player games, you had to have two players. The controllers were hardwired right into the console. This is a two-player game. There's no one player versus the computer. Most of the games were like Pong. One person has to control one side, one person has to control the other. There's no computer to play against. So I'm flying solo here, and this is one of those games. It is Major League Baseball, so it's going to be hard to play the game itself. But I want to share it with you nonetheless. Give you a little bit of a history lesson while we listen to beats on the free YouTube audio library. So let's see here. The first thing, if you've never heard of the Intellivision before, the first thing I need to do is show you the controller, because it's utterly ridiculous. This is the Intellivision controller, my friends. Do you see it? This is like a second generation Intellivision controller. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Master G, that looks a bit like a telephone keypad from back in the day. You push buttons, and that's kind of exactly right. That's what it was. Now this little circle here, it's not really a dial, it's your D-pad. So it's directionally, it can move you depending on where you push it. But these plugged right into the machine. I think in the first generation Intellivision, they might have been like hardwired directly into the machine. And that's how you played these games. So you had some buttons on the side. You had a keypad here with a bunch of different choices. And every game you got for the Intellivision came with these little inserts to tell you what the buttons do. That's the point of the inserts. So you took the insert, right? And you slid it into your Intellivision controller. There's like a slot on the top of this. You'll see here in a second. So it slides in there, and then every game had its own unique controller. You see how it's like the 9 digits on the keypad, right? So you can push a button to control one of your guys. The bat left, bat right. Bunt is this button, and bunt directionally. You can pitch, you can move your players around, you can pick which player you want to control in the field. And every game that you had for the Intellivision, if it was a 2-player game, came with 2 of these. If it was a 1-player game, it came with 1 of these. So we were fortunate enough to get the complete package here for this copy of baseball from 1978. That's right. 43 years old this game is. It actually came in pretty good shape. So let's look at the other components. Now, I said it was complete in box because I did get this awesome manual, but this was not the manual that came with Major League Baseball. In fact, it does not have instructions for this game. This is like a promotional thing. It might have come with the Intellivision itself, but basically there's a picture of the console there and a whole bunch of different games for the Intellivision. And yeah, I mean, you got a lot of sports games, basketball, baseball, skiing, tennis, soccer, hockey, football, auto racing, some gambling games, poker and blackjack, backgammon, some board games, And then like a few arcade games. You got Space Battle, Sea Battle featured here. But this manual is pretty neat because it plugs like every single game that it highlights for the Intellivision. So there's Major League Baseball, page 1, the first plug. That's the game we're going to be featuring today, so I don't want to spoil it for you. It is a 2-player game, though. 9 full innings. You can control the pitching, the fielding, the base running, the batting, and it was, in fact, licensed by Major League Baseball. 1978, guys. This is like one of the first video games ever. One of the oldest. Tennis. There's a plug for tennis, which actually doesn't look quite as fun. No, I don't know. I mean, it's probably fun. But it's all very realistic. If you want, you can play backgammon with your buddy on the Intellivision home console. If backgammon's your game, it's the officially licensed backgammon. That's right, ABPA backgammon, which must be like the Association of Backgammon Player. Oh no, the American Backgammon Players Association officially licensed a backgammon video game for the Intellivision. Las Vegas Poker and Blackjack, we received that before. I have this one in my collection with the full manual and everything. We featured that in a different episode of Mystery Box Madness, so check that one out if you guys are into these old games. I don't know, these aren't even like retro. Like, at what point is it like too old of a game to be considered retro? I don't know, but we're probably there with the games we're going to be playing today. You got NBA basketball, which actually looks pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not going to lie. For a game from the 70s, that looks pretty sweet. It looks like it's 3-on-3, which is a little odd. But, yeah, I mean, it's like straight up take it to the court basketball. I mean, the NES versions of, like, basketball and baseball came around, I don't know, almost 10 years later in some cases. And they're not that much further from these games that came out in the 70s. You got a little Astro Smash here. That looks fun. I wish they'd send me that in one of my boxes, one of my monthly subscription boxes. That'd be pretty sweet. The NASL Soccer you can play on the Intellivision. You got PGA Golf, which I would really love to own one day. The Intellivision version of PGA Golf. Probably the first golf game ever made into a video game. I mean, this is a licensed by Major League Baseball in 1978. Is this the very first baseball video game ever invented? I think it might be. You got your team skiing, you got NHL hockey, another licensed one by the NHL. I mean, everybody was licensing these early video games. NFL football, a game that we have in our collection. We played it on a different Mystery Box Madness. I haven't gotten an Intellivision game from Video Games Monthly in a while, but that's only because I told them to stop sending them. Because like I mentioned, they're great to have in your collection. There's a good story behind every Intellivision game. If you love retro video games, you should get behind Intellivision. But they don't make for very entertaining live streams because most of them are sports games or board games. They require a second player. You can't play against the computer. You got Checkers. You got The Electric Company Math Fun. Auto Racing, which actually looks quite cool. Top-down perspective, auto racing. You got Boxing, pretty standard fare. Sea Battle, another game we picked up. Sea Battle is actually way ahead of its time. If you get a chance, watch the Sea Battle video because this game will blow you away. Considering it came out in like the late 70s, what they were able to do with the game Sea Battle with such limited hardware and technology, unbelievable. You got a horse racing game, Las Vegas Roulette. You got armor battle. You're driving your tanks around like combat style. Space Armada is like a really, really early primitive Space Invaders type game. So that's pretty sweet. Available soon. PBA Bowling. Unbelievable. PBA Bowling licensed a game for the Intellivision. There it is. And you read that correctly. Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. In the late 70s, I believe, Dungeons and Dragons game for the Intellivision. Now, I don't know if this game ever actually came out, but this was like, this had to be like so early on in the history of Dungeons and Dragons. I would love to own this game. Dungeons and Dragons for the Intellivision. I mean, it just looks so crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. You got Snafu, which is basically like a Tron type game, you know, where you're making boxes with like, well, it looks like snakes in this case, but Triple Action has 3 classic video games in one. You can race cars, you can battle tanks, and you can fly biplanes. Electric Company Word Fun, another learning game. And then, of course, for the low, low price of only $1.50, you may join the official Intellivision Game Club. Get your newsletters to keep you up to date on tournaments, playing tips, exciting new games, and a lot more. Receive a wallet membership card and a handsome membership certificate. $1.50 in 1978. I don't know what that's worth today. Someone do the math. Get us some inflation targets on $1.50 in 1978. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty sweet collection of games. I'm not gonna lie, a pretty sweet collection of games from the original Intellivision. We did not get the actual manual for Major League Baseball, but I'm not certain exactly that we need it. I mean, you know, it's baseball. Control a player, move him around. 2-player game. You can control the pitch, fastballs, slow balls, curveballs, and change-ups. I don't know how to throw the pitches, though. That's not spelled out on the little inserts. You can bat, you can bunt, you can directionally bat, which is interesting. Get your home runs, and yeah, simulated sound effects. Very primitive sound effects. That's why we're playing YouTube Audio Library. What we're listening to today is the free audio library on YouTube's Creator Studio. This is the hip-hop and rap Bright and Funky mix. It's pretty good. Alright guys, you just want to see the game? I feel like we can play the game a little bit and then I'll remind you what was going on in the world in 1978. There it is. I'm going to turn the beats up. Alright, so let's see how we control it. So obviously I'm not using the actual Intellivision controller. I have to switch. So basically, okay, so that's how we throw it. How do you throw it? So if we do like a 3, you'll throw it over there. See, every player in the field has a button. So normally you would use you would use this. You would use this and you would just push the buttons and your guy would throw the ball. But I can't plug this 1978 controller into my computer, so we're going to be playing through emulation, which means we got to do like a virtual keypad. So 5 would be your second baseman. Looks like 8 would probably be your pitcher. All right, there we go. Now we got a pitch. What's the pitch button? Let's see if we can figure out how to throw a pitch. All right, let's see here. Pitching looks like, I don't know. What would you say? Like that? Is that the pitch? There it is. Got a strike. No, wait. No, that wasn't a pitch. That was just throwing him there. All right. Is this the pitch? All right. You probably have to like select to pitch and then like pick an option. No? Okay. Go back to the pitcher. How would we pitch if we, oh, you just hit the down button. Oh, that was slow. I might actually be able to switch to the second player then. All right, I might be able to play both teams. Let me see if I can remember how to switch players. I think it's select. Yeah. All right. All right, let's get this right. All right, no, it's not. Okay, so, all right, here we go. So if I hit that and then I hit select, I think I can bat. I think I'll be able to do it. All right, let's see if we can figure it out. Oh, I got a hit. All right, switch. No, wait, switch. You got to go to first. Oh, I got to run him the whole way. So, like, I'm controlling both players now. But if you were playing 2-player, obviously you would have to, you know, push your button to control your guy. So in this case, we'll take the shortstop. We go get the ball, and then we throw it to first base. Ooh, that was not first base. That's first base. You're out. Did you guys hear that? That was what the audio was like in 1978 for these machines. That's about the limits of the audio experience on the Intellivision home console. You got your ings, your strikes, your outs, and your balls. So we're 1 out. All right. Let's, what do we got to do? Let's go back to the pitch. All right, we got a new batter up. I'm going to throw a pitch. I'm going to switch to the other team, and I'm going to make a big swing. Ready? Here we go. Boom! Go, 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 go. Okay, he's on first. He's rounding second. Can I round second? Oh, you just hold the over button. See, now I have to switch and like play defense. Go, go. Oh, hold on. Go. Get the ball. And then throw to the second baseman. Safe. All right, so he's safe on second now. All right. Oh, I beamed him. It was a ball. Okay, hold on. I gotta throw it back to the pitcher. You gotta even throw it back to the pitcher. Possibly a Magic Mage. Good to see you. I think this might be your first live stream. Well, we're glad to have you aboard. You picked an oddball one. We are playing a game from 1978, an officially licensed Major League Baseball game, one of the earliest, if not probably the very first baseball game ever created, the Intellivision. That's the console. This is a game we actually picked up in one of our subscription boxes. They sent it to us complete in box, although it is 43 years old. It's not in fantastic shape. But we got an awesome game manual from 42 years ago. We got the original inserts, and if you're unfamiliar with the Intellivision controller, it looks like this. You slide these inserts in, and every game has its own controller then, and that's how you control it. So obviously, these games are a little hard to play on the live stream, but I like to feature them anyway. The reason they're hard to play is that they're hard-coded for 2 players, which means if you don't have a second player, I'm basically controlling both teams. That's what's happening here. I'm controlling both teams. So I'll throw it over to the third baseman, he'll throw it to this guy, you'll throw it to this guy, around the bases, and back to the pitcher. All right, now we're up again. So now I'm pitching. I'm gonna pitch the ball, switch players. Oh, that's a ball. Oh, I swung at it, so it's a strike. Go back to third. Go back to third. See, so these games were obviously they were designed to be played with 2 players. You had you had to have a second player. There was no other way to do it. They did not have enough memory. This is pre-Atari. They did not have enough memory on these games to actually program a computer player to pop in and compete with. So you're pretty much limited to playing 2-player mode. That's how it went. There we go. We got a pitch. We got a hit. Get my guy. Get my guy. Get my outfielder. All right, now the bases are loaded. I really just wanted to set the bases up for a possible grand slam. But yeah, someone must have stared at their phone because that's all they could conceive of. You have to think people were like, video games. What do you mean by video games? The year is 1978. If you guys are wondering, I've pulled up some facts about 1978. I would like to tell you a little bit about what happened in 1978 in the first generation of video game consoles, which looked a lot like phone keypads, which was very futuristic back then. Jimmy Carter was the president of the United States. Does anybody remember Jimmy Carter? I do not. He was way before my time. What else happened? A lot of serial killers in 1978. You'd be surprised. A lot of serial killers. There was Richard Chase, the vampire of Sacramento. He was captured. He cannibalized his victims and drank their blood in California there. There was also the Hillside Strangler in Los Angeles, claimed his 10th and final victim. Serial killer Ted Bundy was captured in Pensacola, Florida in 1978. What other? There's one more serial killer from 1978. I'm sure there was. John Wayne Gacy was convicted in 1978. He was wild. What else happened? Grease, the musical Grease, came out in 1978. What else was from 1978 here in the U.S.? The first Home Depot opened. The original Home Depot in Marietta, Georgia. Man. The Jonestown Massacre. The cult in Guyana. Jim Jones. I think there were 900 people drank the Kool-Aid. Or actually, I think they burned. I'm not sure. They poisoned themselves and then they went up in flames in the jungles. A mass suicide in that cult, the Jonestown cult. What else happened in 1978? Pete Rose. Pete Rose got his 3,000th hit as a member of the Cincinnati Reds. Baseball, all the rage. all the rage in 1978. I'm trying to see if there's anything else interesting happening in 1978. That's pretty much the highlights. That's the good stuff. The first Susan B. Anthony dollar entered circulation. Cleveland, Ohio was the first United States city to go into default, to go bankrupt since the Great Depression. And, you know, have they ever really recovered? I don't know. I'm going to pitch, though. Let's see if we can get this. Grand Slam. Grand Slam? Oh, bummer. I was going for it. Switch players. Switch players. I hate how whenever I switch to the other team, I always have to be the catcher. Got that guy out. He didn't run home. He didn't run home. So now we get to go again for another I'm the pitcher and the batter. I can pitch the ball, switch the controller, and bat. Guys, run. Guys, run. You guys gotta run. Go, go. See, I can't even see the ball. The ball has disappeared. The ball has disappeared. It's on the, is it there? Alright, it's there. Here, let's throw this guy out. He's leading off. Got him out. There it is. I know. Well, like, I casually talking about murder. Well, I just Googled. I was like, I think people need some context for 1978, because this game was actually came out in 1978. It's copyrighted right on the home screen, 1978. And I was thinking, like, does anybody remember what happened in 1978? So I'll just ask Google. I'll just say, you know, hey, Google, what happened in 1978? And so many serial killers. 1978 was like the year of serial killers, apparently, at least in the United States. Let's see if there's anything else. On this day in 1978. Oh, man. It's not good. Believe it or not, Alabama, the college, NCAA football champions in 1978. Man, they've been good for so long. Unbelievable. Any cricket fans out there? Big year for cricket. We apparently gave back a crown to the country of Hungary that we had in our possession since World War II. Is a big deal. I wasn't alive in 78. Seems a little light on news. Probably they didn't have much to talk about, so it was just all serial killers all the time. What else happened in the world? Let's see here. There was a plane crash. What about music? Any good music from 1978? The Boston Celtics drafted Larry Bird with the number 6 pick in the NBA draft. Rookie Larry Bird played in 1978. Yeah, does it look better than 2600? I don't know. I mean, there's some Intellivision games I like more than the 2600. I mean, yeah. I don't think the Intellivision library is very big, but we featured a few of these games in Mystery Box Madness. If you find this intriguing, I would say to just go right to Sea Battle. Check out Sea Battle. Unfortunately, it's another 2-player game, but the mechanics of what they were able to design in that game in the 70s, pre-Atari, I mean, it's more well designed. It's better than like half the Atari library. Honestly, it's unbelievable what they were able to accomplish with Sea Battle. But yeah, I mean, graphically, I think they were working with the same type of hardware, at least. So I guess I'll entertain you with some pitches, see if we can get a home run. Go to first. See, if I don't run him all the way there, because I have to take my finger off to switch. All right, whatever. You just go there. I just want to hit a home run. Can we just hit a home run? I want to prove that it's possible to hit a home run. Catch, get the ball. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to hit a home run. Ugh, that didn't feel like a home run. You know, the audio's not bad either, considering. I mean, that's one complaint I have with the Intellivision games we play on the show, because there's no music. So I have to find some music for us to listen to while we play. Otherwise, it's just unbearable, because the audio cues are no good. Stephen King. You guys fan of Stephen King? He published The Stand in 1978. That's when that book came out. The Stand, post-apocalyptic horror fantasy by Stephen King. Space Invaders. Space Invaders, the arcade cabinet, was released in 1978. What else? What else? Man. The Datsun car was produced. Dr. Seuss was big stuff in the 70s. Dr. Seuss. Intellivision homebrew, that's a good question. I haven't heard of any Intellivision homebrew, but certainly this would be like a good primer for learning how to program. I mean, it would make sense to learn on Intellivision, honestly, it would. Alright, let's try to hit another home run. I got a piece of that one. Did he catch it? I gotta see if I can like catch if you're able to catch like a fly ball, because there's no depth perception in this game. Like there's no shadow. That's something they figured out how to do with the did they have a shadow with the Atari? But that's how you give it 3 dimensions. You know, you just put a shadow under the ball and then it tricks you into perceiving depth. But I don't know if the Atari had the shadow or not. But here, let's throw this guy out at third because he's just sleeping. That's what it says. All right, now I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's worth it if you're into homebrew. I think you should give it a shot. See what's out there at least. I'm sure somebody's done some homebrew in television games. Now I'm gonna try to pitch, bat, and then catch my own fly ball. Are you ready? Pitch, bat. Oh, dang. Yeah, almost. All right. Wait, I am the first baseman. All right, you're out. All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get it. Pitch, switch players, bat, switch players, go to him. Oh, I caught it. But it wasn't an out. So maybe you can't catch fly balls in this game. Maybe it's just like all grounders all the time. Well, at any rate, you're out at first, so that's the third out. You're done. I'll tell you what, if you do some Intellivision homebrew, I'll play it on the stream. I mean, I don't have a ton of fans. We got like 2,000 subscribers. Not too many people tune in for the Mystery Box Madness, but I still play all these old games anyway. I like to make it educational. I like to share all the components. I was fortunate to get this one complete in box. So I have all the components. I even have some old controllers, even though I can't use them because I have to use emulation for these because it'd be rough to try to stream this live on original hardware. But what else we got happening in 1978? Van Halen releases Van Halen, their debut album, 1978. That's pretty good. That's pretty good facts. So there was rock music in 78, and there were serial killers. That's the takeaway. Also, there was the Intellivision, one of the very first home consoles. 1978. What else we got? We got some science. The minimum wage. What do you think the minimum wage in the United States was in 1978? I'll tell you in a second. Ooh, it's 2 a.m. there. Oh, you're over there in the what? Oh man, you must be like, where are you in? Like I guess London would be about like 10:30, so you must be in maybe like, I don't know, maybe in like the Russia, maybe like Eastern Russia, Turkey, that kind of region. I don't know. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell our live viewers. We know we got a global audience, so thanks for tuning in. If it's 2 a.m., I'm sorry. I couldn't be more entertaining, but at least the music's chill, right? It's relaxing. Copyright law. The first copyright law was written into the books in 1978. Wow, so before 1978, you could steal all the music you want for live streams, had the internet existed. Oh my god, I think you're our one and only fan from Kazakhstan. That's awesome. We got some folks that tune in from Australia. We got some folks in India. We got some folks in around the UK. We got plenty of Canadians. We don't have a ton of viewers in the US, but we are starting our NES Happy Hour up again next Monday. Will be our Season 7 premiere of the NES Happy Hour. And usually we always get like 5 to 10 people tuning in. There's a lot of good chats for that. So I hope you're able to see it live. It'll be 2 a.m. though, so I apologize. If you can't stay up, I'll understand. You can leave me some comments. I'll reply to them. I love chatting with the fans. Yeah, copyright law, 1978. So that's when this whole YouTube music thing happened. Not really. The internet wasn't even conceived of back then, but apparently you could steal music. The first copyright laws for music were 1978. Oof. Here's a bit of Soviet news for our Kazakh fans out there. All right, have a good night, possibly Magic Mage. Thanks for tuning in, I appreciate it. The Soyuz 27 capsule linked up with an orbiting Salyut 6 space station. 2 Soviet cosmonauts aboard, January 11th, 1978. Space news. For those of you who might be joining us late, I'm trying to fill you in on what was going on in 1978 in the world, because this game we're playing today, this game, believe it or not, released in 1978, 43 years ago, and I am live streaming it on YouTube. A bit difficult to play Major League Baseball for the Intellivision because no memory for 2-player or versus the computer. They couldn't program a computer intelligence, so you have to have 2 players to play this game. So I'm trying to play both teams. I'm trying to pitch, switch my player, bat, switch my player back, and control it, and go get the ball, and then throw him out. There it is. I did it. But I also have to control the runner, so it's too hard for me to switch and run the bases. You can't just like tell him to run to first. You actually have to hold the button down the entire way around the bases. So I can't actually play as both players, but I can still let you guys know what was going on in 1978 in case you're interested. Like I said, Ted Bundy was captured, first of many serial killers to get captured in 1978, believe it or not. Computers were big though, man. They were booming. People were starting to get real excited. The Intellivision came out. People were like, oh my god, look at that home console and that awesome space age controller. How does it work? It's amazing. I'm still reading about what interesting things happened in 1978. I like these beats though. Thank you for the free music, YouTube. Might have to play these tunes more often. Nothing else interesting. Like I said, rock music was coming into its own in the late 70s in the US. And a lot of serial killers. Just so many serial killers. Good God. It's wild. Couple plane crashes. Revolution in Afghanistan began 1978. That's unfortunate. Berkowitz, son of Sam killings, pled guilty 1978. Jeez, good lord. The last season of Columbo. I never watched Columbo. That's way before my time. Cults. Jonestown Massacre cults in 1978. Rolling Stones released Some Girls, the album. Grease, like I said, Grease came out, the musical. John Travolta. Oh, actually, the film came out in 1978. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Garfield, the cat. The comic strip, Garfield, you know, created by Jim Davis. That started in 1978. First comic strip in newspapers. Impressive. impressive. Evita also came out in 1978. Another musical, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Wow. Major League Baseball for the Intellivision also came out in 1978. All right, let's see if we can get a home run. I'm pitching. Wait, no. I'm pitching. No. Pitch. Switch. Bat. Switch back. Throw him out. Out. Pitch. Switch. Bat. Oh, man. I'm struggling to get home runs here. I just tag him out? I can. Good. Woo! The crowd goes wild! We have a 1-0 score. Here in the... Does it keep track of the inning? It does, too. In the top of the second, the bottom of the second. Alright, pitch, switch, home run! Oh, that's a home run if I ever saw one. Home run? Come on! It's not a home run, really? Alright, go get the ball. Go get the ball and throw him out at first. Out. Alright, let's try again. Come on, get out of here! Home run, home run! Oh man, that